right, the song State of Emergency. I think to describe this one, I would say it's, if you remember the song My Sharona, The Knack, I think it came out in the late 70s, and California band, and them along with Van Halen were pretty much the reason why the Los Angeles record business went through the roof. Everybody knows the song My Sharona, but the two records, the first, the second Knack records were amazing. Absolutely live band, incredible band. And I think the State of Emergency is a slight tribute to the Knack and the Who. And I was never a big Who fan, but you just heard them all the time. So I think some of that creeps in after a while, and great band. I think State of Emergency has a bit of a rock punk attitude, and that's coming from the Knack, definitely. The interaction between the left and right guitars. So on the record, there's guitar on the left speaker, guitar on the right, and they call that two performances. So you'd have one person playing and someone else playing. In this case, I play both. However, the theme on this album is also similar to what the Stones and Guns N' Roses did, which is those two bands, and Aerosmith, I'm sorry. It started with the Stones, went to Aerosmith, and then went to Guns N' Roses. They had a style where, you know, Richards and whichever of the two guitar players, Ron Wood or the first guy, Brian, they had two distinct different sounds, but also their playing was different. They didn't, like AC/DC, they have, Malcolm Young would play the same guitar on each side perfectly. In Metallica, James Hetfield played the rhythm on each speaker perfectly the same. Whereas the Stones, one player plays something and the other player plays completely different. Aerosmith was the next band to really make that popular with Brad Whitford and Joe Perry. So when you listen to an Aerosmith record, you don't hear that exact guitar on each side, you hear different things going, because it's different players playing different guitar parts. And then of course Guns N' Roses was an Aerosmith and Stones fan, were fans, so they did the same with Izzy Stradlin and Slash. They would have two different, completely different things. So in Annihilator, I was used to playing all the guitars and doing them perfectly. Perfect timing, exactly the same way, the same guitars, the same microphones and amps. And this time, for the first time in my life, I tried to do it live, like the other bands I mentioned. And this is a good example. It starts off with two different guitar parts. So anyway, lyrically, State of Emergency is, you have to remember when this stuff was written. It applies now, and it probably always applies. The attack on free speech and censorship. You know, the person talking, the lyrics are an individual that's narrating or talking about his or her fight through the pandemic, the shutdown, the misinformation, the fake media stuff, the propaganda coming out from many outlets, you know, misinformation, you know, and the depression that a lot of people went through, not knowing what to believe. And if you believed what you were hearing, a lot of it was much worse than it really was. But, and the helplessness, I guess, that a lot of people felt, and not knowing if this was the end of the world. There was a time when we thought, you know, the planes weren't flying and we thought it was the end of the world, right? So this song really, though, was about free speech, about being able to ask questions and not be destroyed because you simply ask questions. And that's it. Take back your rights and think positive.